We had cameras on the Jazz team bus pulling into the arena. The players exuding confidence as we get set to get the action started. Hey everybody, we're coming to you live on 2K Sports, bringing you the NBA. Tonight, we'll see the Utah Jazz as they play against the Minnesota Timberwolves here at Target Center. Alongside Grant Hill and Clark Kellogg, I'm Brian Anderson. We'll talk to Allie LaForce, who's on the sidelines as well. Allie, take it away.
Anthony Edwards is on the rise. Karl Anthony Towns said, quote, he already has the talent. We all knew that when we drafted him, but he just wants it. And he has that thing, something you can't teach. It has to be built in. Asked of his ceiling, Edwards says, quote, I don't think I have one. I can be as good as anyone. Brian?
Oh, tremendous, Allie. Thank you. So let's take a look at the starters for the Utah Jazz. Mike Conley out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then it's Kelly Olynyk. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Vanderbilt in at the power forward position. And for the Timberwolves, Towns and Gobert, the towering big men at the 4 and the 5. The backcourt, it's Russell and Edwards. And it's Prince in at the 3. It's early in the season, but we're already seeing some teams fall short of expectations. Grant, what do these teams need to do to get back on track?
Well, first of all, they have to relax. They can't panic. It's still early in the season. But, of course, it's on the leaders of each team to set the tone. They need to make sure everyone is locked in and on the same page.
Now here's Conley. Clarkson outside. Back to Conley. Down low. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen with the stuff.
Yeah, we've seen Conley do this forever, running the point with precision.
Pass to Prince. Fires for 3. And it's powered home by Towns.
That'll drive your coach crazy, failing to box out. Ugh.
Those are free points you're giving away. You got to work harder on the glass.
Now here's Markkanen. Here's Vanderbilt. Back to Markkanen. Clarkson for 3. It's rebounded by Rudy Gobert. Here's Prince. It's guarded by Markkanen. Pass to Russell. Outside Edwards. Towns with the ball. The shot. And Conley grabs the miss.
Look at him, and he's a little hit and miss from there, even without a defender in his face. No guarantee.
For Minnesota, they've gone 1 for 3 so far.
Well, one thing you learn about Anthony Edwards, he does not lack for confidence. He wants to become the best to ever do it, and he believes he can.
Oh, and there's a one-hand jam.
Boy, in sync with his teammate on that possession. Well done by Towns on that pass.
Clarkson outside. Back to Conley. Clock at 4. Markkanen inside. Prince is there. And the whistle on the shot. Got some contact there. Misses the shot, but he'll shoot 2.
Boy, in this day and age of how the game is played, Markkanen's skill set, hand and glove fit, superb at spacing the floor with his shooting stroke.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good, and you see the ambition for greatness in Edwards. But, Grant, is he willing to do the work?
Well, B.A., think about this. He's a quick study. He listens to his coaches with curiosity, and he's driven to achieve the goals they set for him. Yeah, I think he can.
Markkanen hits them both.
To have a big who's great at the line, such a plus.
Russell, the pass to Gobert. Edwards with it. And he was camped in the lane there. He gets a 3-second call. And here's a look now at who shot the ball the best during last season's campaign. Rudy Gobert on top.
And last year, he led the league in field goal percentage, allowing the game to come naturally and taking whatever opposing teams gave to him.
Edwards against Clarkson. To the inside. The shot by Olynyk, no good.
Just 1 for 5. Not the start they were looking for. Obviously, there's still plenty of time to get on track. Great opportunity. Just couldn't complete the play.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
And in trading for Rudy Gobert, the Timberwolves taking a Twin Towers approach with 2 7-footers in their front court. Of course, the outstanding shooting of Karl Anthony Towns means that spacing shouldn't be much of a concern.
Now here's Conley. Pass to Clarkson. The 11-footer. It's not going to go for him. The Timberwolves go the other way with it. First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. Here's Edwards. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
Well, that's good work by Prince there, spotting the open man and then putting the ball on target on time right in the shooting box.
Timeout called the Jazz. Well, the past few seasons, the Jazz have become serious playoff contenders.
You know, B.A., with high expectations, they haven't reached their goal. Now, this franchise definitely has their sights set on the ultimate prize, their first championship.
And a new group getting ready for the Timberwolves. Reed's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Anderson comes in for Karl Anthony Towns. McDaniels is checked in for Prince. And it's Noel in for Anthony Edwards. So Utah going with an almost entire new group here. Gay's checked in for Vanderbilt. Gordon Tucker comes in for Markkanen. Beasley's checked in for Clarkson. And it's Colin Sexton in for Conley. Now here's Sexton. From deep three-point range. Can't get it to go. Missed his first one. The Timberwolves have gone just 3 for 7 here at the start. Oh, wasted no time on that one.
Yeah, you look at Russell, and one of the things I like most about his game is this guy has great vision and passing ability.
Pass to Horton Tucker. Beasley for 3. Anderson pulls it down. Minnesota in the lead. Russell pass to McDaniels. Back to Russell. Outside, Anderson. Back to Russell. Over Sexton. And again, it's Minnesota converting.
Boy, I tell you what, such a smooth, tight handle. I mean, especially for a guy with a 6'5" frame and 6'9" wingspan.
Beasley, pass to Sexton. 1:05 left in the first. The leaner inside. And that one's good.
Not the most effective pick, but he salvages the play with a terrific move.
The Timberwolves have gone 5 of 9 from the floor. Russell to pass to McDaniels. Rebounded by the Jazz. This game against Minnesota is the first time they've met this year.
And this is a matchup they expect to win. Certainly, last year they were the stronger ball club.
Yeah, and very tough to beat when they're playing up to their capabilities. That's why they're one of the top teams in the league. You know, we've seen a number of players make the successful leap from the G League to the NBA, and Fallon Horton-Tucker adds to that list.
Shoot 2.
He misses the free throw. He hits the second from the line. There's 39 seconds left in the first quarter. Russell to pass to McDaniels. Now Anderson. Here's Noel. Rebounded by Gay.
Well, I don't think there's any question about it. They came focused and ready to play. I mean, they're doing everything they can to put things in their favor. You earn that, and they're actually earning it well right now.
Sexton misses.
Yeah, he just flat out tricked that one, missed it, and has no one to blame but himself.
Hey, if you can't block it, sending him to the line can be the next best thing.
Yeah, exactly. Prevent the layup, give them a little bump, and then maybe they'll think twice about coming into the lane next time. And if they don't think about it, at least they might be distracted by your presence.
And he drops it first. That one's no good. And that does it for the first quarter. Timberwolves ahead, up by 4. And we'll get the second quarter underway on the other side of this break.
Time to get up and make some noise for your Minnesota.
Hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen from the Timberwolves?
Give it up for their D. They're battling, communicating, and coming up with key stops.
They've got them rattled. It's only the first quarter, and already they've made enough big plays on defense to last really an entire game.
Grant, we always talk about great footwork for post players, but how about perimeter players?
You know, I'm glad you brought that up, B.A. Great perimeter players have elite footwork. The footwork helps to create the opportunity to score, whether that's shooting a 3 off the dribble or even in the post-up. Great, elite, fantastic, iconic guards who can do it all have superior footwork.
Believe that. Taking a look at the Jazz. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Mike Conley. Then it's Malik Beasley. Then it's Lauri Markkanen. And it's Vanderbilt in at center, locking down the middle. And that was the Mobile One drive. No resistance to the finish line.
He made that drive look easy, but that had a high degree of difficulty.
Back to Edwards. Pass to Gobert. Here's Noel. Here's the 3. The rebound by Markkanen.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Clarkson. And he dunks it down.
You know, Beasley not trying to do too much or get too cute there. Just finding the open man in a simple fashion. Well done.
Here's Edwards. Oh, and Gobert powers it home.
And their offensive rebounding is such a strength for them when he's on the floor.
Yeah, he really helps them extend possessions, doesn't he?
And, you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on Lauri Markkanen. That's his first foul.
And great job to establish position and square up.
Excellent example of toughness and physicality on defense. Got his nose right in the middle of things and made a play.
Well, the Timberwolves struck gold by getting the #1 pick in the 2015 and 2020 NBA drafts.
You are so right, B.A. Selecting Karl Anthony Towns and Anthony Edwards, respectively. Two important players that have already had a tremendous impact on this team.
Here's Vanderbilt. The Timberwolves getting their last shot to go. And that one's good. Clarkson.
He's somebody that's really comfortable carrying the offensive load.
The Timberwolves have gotten 2 of 5 shots to fall this second quarter. Outside Edwards. Here's Gobert. And Gobert with the stuff.
Just an aggressive move by Gobert, protecting the possession and getting the second chance look.
Clarkson outside. Pass to Beasley. Conley with the ball. There's the triple. Towns with a rebound. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second. Here's Edwards. Got a piece of it. Beasley against Edwards. Now here's Beasley. Guarded closely. Now Vanderbilt. And out of bounds. Minnesota will have it. And it's time to take another look at that powerful block.
And this is exactly why he's out here, in order to block shots in tight games like this.
Russell's checked in for the Timberwolves. Olynyk's checked in for Utah. Sexton comes in for Beasley. And about 3 minutes played now in the second quarter. Russell finds Edwards. Here's Gobert. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
Well, a big trade over the summer, bringing Rudy Gobert to the Wolves. And it's a bit of a fresh start for Gobert, a main star of this team that is loaded with talent, but needed that defensive anchor.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
And that one falls for Gobert.
And one word that always goes along with the Jazz, defense. They've been a top 10 defense in the league in 6 of the last 7 seasons.
Anderson's checked in for Prince. Gay's checked in for Utah. Horton Tucker comes in for Mike Conley. So he hits 1 of 2 from the stripe. And with a defense like Utah's had, it's easy to see why they've been a playoff regular.
Well, it's always a good idea to put a priority on getting stops. Now, it'll be interesting because they traded away their anchor on defense, Rudy Gobert. Can they live up to the standard they've set the last few seasons? Let's see if it can happen.
Now here's Clarkson. And another miss by Utah. Edwards against Clarkson. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
First personal foul.
That one's on
Second
Clarkson.
team foul.
Yeah, and you know, when Edwards is aggressive, I think it forces defenders to try to get physical back, and when he's close to the rim, he usually is able to draw the foul as a result.
Two shots. Relax on the first.
That one's off.
Boy, you get everything you want from a young star in Anthony Edwards. I mean, excellent all-out energy in every minute he's on the floor. Plays hard and with great intensity, and he's got a commitment to working hard in practice. That is a really good combination for one of your franchise players.
McDaniels is checked in for the Timberwolves. And the second free throw is good. Well, practice certainly has paid off when you look at Anthony Edwards' stat line, Clark.
Yeah, improving across the board, BA, and that doesn't just happen by accident or osmosis. You got to put the work in. In almost every category, his game is only getting stronger and better. The future, extremely bright for this young man, especially if he can keep that arrow green and going forward.
And Utah calls time here.
Failing to find a rhythm offensively, something that needs to change and change soon.
And I think this timeout, guys, is where you draw up some plays that are guaranteed to create some high percentage shots.
Ready to move? Here are your Minnesota Timberwolves Sixers. Wolves fans, you know them, you love them. Here they are, your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers. Wolves fans, you know them, you love them. Here they are, your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Here's Horton Tucker. McDaniels covering. And the basket by Horton Tucker. The Timberwolves have gotten 5 of 8 attempts to drop since the second began. Edwards finds Gobert.
2 minutes.
It's McDaniels on the wing. Looking for his first basket still in this one. Lays it up and banks it in.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Now here's Clarkson. 1:33 left in the first half. Baseline jumper. The shot by Olynyk, no good.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
Anderson can't get it to go. The Jazz have gone 4 for 7 in the second quarter. Gay, the pass to Clarkson. Outside Sexton. Pass to Horton Tucker. The 3-ball. And it's Gobert with a rebound. Gobert's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Anderson passes to Edwards. Outside Russell. Outside McDaniels. 6 on the shot clock. He can't get that one to fall. And Utah will come the other way. They're coming off that loss against Denver.
It really just wasn't a fun game for them. Their offense looked stagnant, and they couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, they had no answer for them. They simply got outplayed and outworked.
Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. Outside Edwards. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Edwards has got 5 points.
Well, the defense trying to throw Edwards off with some contact, but he smartly stays focused on his shot.
Clarkson for 3. Oh, it would have counted had it fallen, but it is offline. And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves up by a healthy 8 points at the end of the period. They've done well to disrupt the opposition, playing inspired defense. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She's courtside. Hey, Allie.
Carl, you were able to build the lead, but what's the key to maintaining it or even increasing it going forward?
I mean, don't change what we're doing. Just stay together, keep passing the ball, keep playing great defense, and just keep making them think and make decisions, especially the difficult ones.
Consistency is a beautiful thing. Thanks, Carl.
Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. It was a closely contested first quarter for Minnesota. They had a 4-point advantage at the end of the period. Looking at Minnesota, how about you, Shaq? What'd you think about Minnesota?
Their efforts in the paint have really paid dividends. It's been a focal point for them, not so much for the other team. It's been a difference in the game.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Jazz.
Hey, Ernie, it's not hard to see why they're down at this point. They're not even shooting 35% from the field. They've got to come up with some new wrinkles. If they can create better shots, then they have a better chance.
That's all for now. Say goodbye to the folks. Thanks
Goodbye,
for
folks.
joining us. Third quarter, just about ready to begin.
And if you're just joining in, one half is in the books. One half to go. Here's Russell. They lead by 8. Biggest lead of the game. The backcourt, it's Russell and Edwards. Towns plays the 4 with Gobert in the middle. And it's Prince in at the small forward position. And that's the group for Chris Finch as we begin the second half.
A good play ending with the right player. Big Cat, one of the best shooters we've ever seen at the center position.
And Towns' three-pointer is elite. But some don't think centers should float around beyond the arc. What's the balance there, you think, Grant?
Well, I mean, first of all, it just shows how the game has evolved with big guys shooting like him. The bottom line, just play with aggression and don't settle. That triple is a weapon. You also got to use your size and skill inside just as often.
Now here's Markkanen. Right side, Conley. Markkanen outside. Clarkson for 3. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Towns. Second half getting started. About a minute played. Oh, there's the alley. Up high and down it goes on the lob.
I would imagine it's nearly impossible to not get fired up after that play.
Grant, check these guys out on the bench. Their reaction says it all. They are fired up.
And that's what those alley-oops will do for a team. Ignition switch ignited.
And the basket by Gobert.
Incredible balance on that take. You've got to respect watching Gobert muscle his way through the defense.
Boy, they'd love if anyone could get a bucket.
Yeah, their offense has been grinding to a halt.
Pass to Markkanen. Outside Vanderbilt. Conley up top. Over Russell. The shot by Conley. No good.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Good, solid start to the half, hitting 3 out of 4.
Now here's Conley. Markkanen with it. Back to Clarkson. Over Edwards. And it's Clarkson again missing.
And I'm sure this isn't how they drew it up at the half. Only 1 for 5 here in the third quarter.
And count it. The shot is good, and he'll go to the line.
Their ball movement on this run has been tremendous. It's led to a lot of good, clean, open looks.
Reed's checked in for Minnesota. Noel comes in for Russell. Beasley's checked in for Utah. Sexton comes in for Clarkson.
Anthony Edwards.
One shot.
Shooting 1.
Free throw no good for Edwards.
So much confidence coming from Anthony Edwards. You can just see it. This is a guy who knows he belongs in the league and is hungry to be great.
Now here's Beasley. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game from him.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats that is, and that's one of the many areas where they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead. Something you can't put a price tag on, the Minnesota Timberwolves gained last season. Playoff experience, young guys getting accustomed to the crucible of postseason play. Extremely valuable.
Now here's Markkanen. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Here's Conley. Blocked! And they turn it over. Shot clock violation as the buzzer sounds. And now it's time to take another view of that huge swat.
Showing no signs of giving up this lead. That block sent shockwaves into the opposition sails.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Anderson's checked in. And Utah with a change here too. Gay's checked in. For Minnesota, they've got 5 of 6 shots to fall so far in the third. So, Clark, would you say playoff experience also raises your regular season play?
I don't think there's any question about it, B.A. I never had a chance in my short career to play in the playoffs, but I covered a bunch of them as a broadcaster. There's a different electricity. There's a different intensity. There's a different feel in the locker room. You learn not to back down. You learn to work through adversity, and you learn to play under pressure.
And that one's good. A nice job on the glass as they picked up 2 on the second effort.
Boy, absolutely no rim protection, leading to a lot of easy buckets.
All right, let's get a report from Allie.
Well, guys, with the yearly roster moves, it might be hard for the casual fan to keep track. But Commissioner Silver said it's a necessary side effect. He said, quote, "We tried to tie performance to pay in a closer way, and I think that's what you see with shorter contracts." Brian, more player movement has been the result.
Yeah, good point, Allie. Thanks. And the NBA enjoying the highest attendance numbers in the history of the league. Clark, compare the fan experience now to where it was in the 80s when you played.
B.A., I don't know if there is any comparison. I mean, when you factor in the popularity of the league now with the various social media platforms that exist, the star magnitude power of the game's biggest stars worldwide, I just think it's a different time. More teams, more exposure, more platforms for exposure, and a real understanding of how to market the NBA globally. So fans have a way of engaging that didn't exist in the early 80s.
Wolves fans, you know them, you love them. Here they are, your Minnesota Timberwolves dancers.
McDaniels is checked in for Prince. And Utah with a change here too. Olynyk's checked in for Gay. Markkanen finds Olynyk. On the wing, Sexton to win the run. Tipped.
I'll tell you what, they've rebounded the ball tremendously well.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Now here's Markkanen. 1:43 left in the third quarter. The shot that time not on target. Nice D from Reed. It's McDaniels on the wing. Got it. Good job in the low post.
That's been typical of their performance today. They're sharing the ball and creating good shots.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And so it's Utah with it, following the score by Minnesota. Pass to Vanderbilt, to the middle. Here's Sexton, and no good, trying to use the glass.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
That one's good for 2.
And why go away from attacking inside if the D has no answer for you?
Utah calls timeout.
You know, one of the things that sets McDaniels apart is his ability to guard virtually any position on the floor. He creates major matchup problems with that versatility.
D'Angelo Russell, he's checked in for the Timberwolves. And Utah has possession. Pass to Markkanen. Back to Sexton. Beasley outside. There's 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Out of bounds, the Timberwolves will take it. All right, the Jazz making a change here. Clarkson's checked in. And so it's Minnesota with it. Now Russell. He's got 5. 29 seconds left in the third. No good from 11 feet. Utah's got nothing to fall here in the third. 0 for 4. Sexton passes to Clarkson. Outside for Sexton. Pass to Vanderbilt. Oh, they need this. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take 2 from the free throw line.
First personal foul.
That one on Russell.
First team foul. Shooting for Utah, Jared Vanderbilt. 2 shots.
First one falls. He's perfect from the line this time. 12 seconds left to play in the third quarter of basketball. Outside Edwards. Drops in the layup for 2. Edwards has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Built like a linebacker, Edwards is not your average off guard, folks.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves. A huge 24-point lead for them. The hustle they've shown on defense has been tremendous. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm Assist of the Game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
For me, next to the big-time alley-oops and monster throwdowns, passes like that are probably the next best thing when it comes to sweet-looking NBA highlights.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. So the Jazz 5 right now. Lauri Markkanen out there with Jordan Clarkson. Then there's Colin Sexton. Then there's Mike Conley. And it's Vanderbilt in at the center position. Sexton. And it's off the back of the rim. No good.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
Now here's Sexton. Clarkson up top. Sexton passes to Conley. Just 5 on the clock. Over Edwards. And too long on the shot. And for the Timberwolves, they're shooting 51%. Good clip from the field. The 3 is up. He nails it. That's his 5th make in 11 tries.
A tale of 2 halves. After a slow start, he's turning his offense around.
Conley passes to Clarkson. High arcing shot, and the layup is good.
Nice counter move by Clarkson. The defense plays him to take it to the rack. He floats one in on him instead.
Outstanding dribble drive. And that replay was brought to you by Mobile One.
Yeah, a double-digit deficit. They're going to have to play better. They need more of this kind of aggressive play.
Here's Prince. Now here's Gobert. Pass to Edwards. Here's Prince. Off target with the three.
I've been in this position. Your team is up. You want to drive in the dagger. You may be a little overeager.
Oh, it's stolen by Towns. And here we go. The Timberwolves on the run. Here's Russell. Count that bucket.
And they're shooting with much more confidence here in the second half. The field goal percentage is now over 50%.
I tell you what, any team will take that. I mean, if you're shooting over 50%, it means you're getting the kind of looks you want on offense, and you're being smart about it, and you're knocking down the good shots that you get.
The shot by Conley, no good.
You kind of wonder where his head's at. The shot selection hasn't been there, and of course that one was just crazy.
Shot is good by Edwards.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Outside Sexton. And here's Clarkson. Outside Conley. Outside Vanderbilt. The Jazz with another miss.
And even with the miss, that's a high percentage shot for him.
Outside Russell. Pass to Towns. Over Conley. Towns can't get it to go.
He just couldn't finish the job that time. And too bad, because it was a nice look.
Now Conley. And in international soccer, we see the worst teams relegated to a lower tier. Clark, you think the NBA needs more consequences for losing?
You know, I don't think there are more needed, Brian, when you consider the fact that flattening the lottery odds was a step in the right direction recently. And then you think about the play-in tournament as well. I think that, too, adds a level of disincentive for losing. So right now, I think the NBA is in a pretty good place in terms of dissuading teams from losing.
Here's Clarkson after the Timberwolves picking up a basket a moment ago. Marking it inside. Covered by Towns. Knocked away. To stop the drought. Markkanen misses. Minnesota has gone 1 for 3 in the fourth quarter from range. Outside Edwards. Pass to Prince. Back to Russell. Outside Edwards. Three-pointer. That shot's good. Russell making the play. Russell's got 3 assists now in this one. On offense, here's Utah. Clarkson outside. Sexton against Edwards. Back to Clarkson. Got a hand on it.
Excellent toughness on the defensive end, and that's what Prince does. He's got size, and he's got the will to defend at a high level.
And let's face it, this one was never really in question. They came out with purpose and just overwhelmed the opposition. A great win for the Timberwolves.
And the disparity in the talent was obvious by the end. Sometimes you just don't have enough ammunition to compete.
Yeah, BA, just a total beatdown. And the next time these teams meet, I can't imagine it'll be any different.
And this one concludes with their second victory of the year.
It's just the start of this season series with 3 games left between them, but it must feel great to take the first meeting.
And it will be a fight. When you see an opponent that many times, it's inevitable that those games take on a little extra added meaning for the players.
And one player just stole the show tonight, doing everything for his team. A monster night for Anthony Edwards.
So impressed with his performance today. He was confident, he was composed, and the defense just didn't know how to adjust.
Conley passes to Sexton. And here's Clarkson. Outside Sexton. And he lobs it up to the rim. And it's rebounded by Karl Anthony Towns. Here's Russell. this one. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They did just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
Well, now we have some time to check in with Allie LaForce. Allie.
Rudy, you guys came to play tonight. Can you talk about the motivation right from the opening tip?
Just wanted to have a good defensive game, come out ready and make sure we communicate and run back, because these guys are very talented, and we did a great job.
The communication paid off. Thanks so much.
All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. And that'll do it, folks. For Allie LaForce, Clark Kellogg, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching the NBA, brought to you by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.